this feels honestly so weird. I just looked, and I think the last time I actually uploaded a video was 3.5 months ago. That's honestly crazy to me, but welcome back, everybody. Thank you for everybody who stuck around. Today's video is not going to be too Pokemon Go related. There's going to be no gameplay whatsoever. It's more of an update and answering a lot of questions that I've been getting over the last 4, 5, 6+ months, because even those last videos I uploaded were like way spread apart because there's been a lot, and I mean a lot, going on in my life, and I think it's time I update you guys and touch on everything from the past, everything moving forward, and just what to expect out of the channel. So what I did was I went on Twitter and I went in the Discord and asked everybody to ask me questions. I have a bunch, and one of them's pretty much the same, and that's what we're going to go over first. Then we'll jump into the fun ones. But yeah, the first one, I'm going to just go in order from my screenshots. The first we're going to touch on is Nurse Blink here asked me 3 different questions, and the first one is, what adventures have you been on during your short break? She says short, it feels like an eternity to me, but my dad was diagnosed with brain cancer at the end of last year, and I've been pretty much jumping back and forth every chance I get to try to help my parents out. I was there for his surgery. I think in 11 days I slept like 3 hours making sure he had everything he needed. It was tough, and they're still in Colorado. I guess I should let you guys know right now I'm back in Florida for the foreseeable future. That's my official announcement of being back here in Florida. But adventures along the way, we went to San Diego. We went back there to go visit La Jolla Cove. There's some shots of that. We drove as many back roads across the U.S. as we could. We drove through a town with a population of less than 100 people. So weird, but it was a lot of fun to experience that. And we've done Universal in Orlando a couple of times, but pretty much for actual vacations or trips over my breakaway was mainly a few trips to Las Vegas to reset and relax, because that's my adult Disneyland. It's where I like to go. And then we just visited, as many different cities and states we could while we were driving across the U.S. And that's pretty much all I've done, because let's get into, before we get into the rest of the fun questions, why I've been away and why I'm finally back. So 2 different things. My mental health before I found out about my dad was on a steep decline, because Seattle, no offense to anybody that lives there, that city is awful. It wrecked me. The gray 24/7 was just horrible. The only thing I loved about it was the snow on occasion, and the Space Needle was a lot of fun, and the aquarium was really cool. But other than that, in about 8 months, I didn't even leave the hotel. I gained a bunch of weight. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. It wasn't great. And then I found out about my dad, and it got even worse. And when you're stuck in a limbo of the unknown, not knowing if you're going to lose a parent or not, that messes with you really bad. And that's just where I was, and YouTube was no longer even on the list of priorities. I was just done. There's another reason why, though. I had been trying to balance, to make videos, keep my mental health in check, and help my parents. I was getting maliciously attacked by a company putting false copyright strikes on my account. If you follow me on Twitter or in the Discord, you saw at one point in time, this is no joke, I had over 80 copyright claims on my account, to the point to where I had to get in contact with the actual copyright owner, and they had to contact their legal team to get it shut down, because YouTube literally said, we don't do arbitration over copyright strikes, so if they're saying they own the music and won't let the copyright go away, then you're just kind of stuck with it. So it was either give them all of the ad revenue that I was making, which is not a whole lot, or stop making videos. And then at one point I had so many strikes, I almost lost my channel and could not upload videos. That's all been settled, but that's one of the biggest reasons I had to walk away from YouTube and just be with myself for a while. The other thing was I was at a certain point where it was like, I just felt like if I wasn't uploading, there was something wrong with me, and that's not where I want to be with this. This is not a career, this is not a job, this is a hobby for me. And I love to do it, I love creating videos, I love taking you guys on all of our adventures, but it just became like a chore, and I didn't enjoy it anymore, and I needed to sit back and think about what I actually wanted to do and how I wanted to do it with the channel. And that's actually one of the questions from Blink that we'll get into as well. But that's the short version of everything that's been going on and why I had to step away. And now let's get into why I'm back. We've had the chance to get settled here in Florida for a little bit. MJ is finally off of her orientation and in her new rotation at her new job, and I'm working on getting my family back here to Florida. So there's a lot going on, but I think I'm finally ready to start making some videos again, which goes into the next question. Do you plan on focusing primarily on Pokemon Go and travel? Oh, and I can't wait to see some Pokemon Center content one day. Just gonna throw this out there. If you want to see Pokemon Center content, I have videos from my first trip to Japan. Way old ones. They're kind of cringe, but there is some Pokemon Center content in there. My focus. Yes and no. Because I don't think that the current state of Pokemon Go is where it's going to be forever. It's just not where I want it to be right now, or where I have any want or need to focus on it. My biggest thing has always been travel, and Pokemon Go was just such a big part of it because I love Pokemon. I grew up with it, and being able to take it with me and catch little digital creatures in different cities around the world, different regional shinies, different raid bosses when the Lake Trio was in raids, like, that was my biggest drive to take Pokemon Go everywhere with me. But just because Pokemon Go may not always be a part of it doesn't mean I'll ever stop playing or stop traveling. So that's the easiest answer I can give to that. That's always been my main focus for this channel, is Pokemon Go and travel. So as long as Niantic doesn't screw it up and completely lose Pokemon Go, yeah, that's probably going to stay the focus. And the last question from Nurse Blink is, where are you taking your bride to celebrate y'all's anniversary? Well, she already knows, so I guess I can let you guys know because I won't be filming for that. There's a Waldorf Astoria in Orlando here where we live, and she's never been to the Waldorf Astoria, so I booked us a couple of nights there, a spa day, massage day, some cabanas, room service, all that fun stuff, and we're just going to go there, turn our phones off, and disconnect from reality for 3 days, 2 nights, because that's what she could get off around the time of our anniversary. And that's what we have planned for that. The next one we're going to go into for a question is from Mario. How was your first 2 days of GoFest, and will you film the last day? Oh boy, let's talk about GoFest. I know you guys were waiting for a dedicated video for this, but like every time I would try to sit down and do it, my blood pressure would just go up and up, and I was like, you know what, it's not worth it. Long story short, Day 1 and Day 2 were complete crap. They sucked. It was awful. The shiny rates for some were through the roof, but for the majority of people, I did a poll on Twitter. Everyone said the rates were crap. It wasn't worth playing, so that's my Day 1 and 2. As for the remainder of GoFest, we have Berlin, Seattle, and Sapporo. Berlin is obviously tomorrow, or today when you're watching this video, the first day. I'm not going to Berlin. Niantic literally is in the same city as Google and couldn't use Google flights to see that the week they picked for Berlin GoFest was the literal most expensive of the summer. Not even just the month, of the summer, to fly to Berlin. And this is coming from someone who is like a certified travel hacker. That's all I do when it comes to travel. There was not a single ticket to Berlin I was willing to pay for, nor a hotel. Seattle, as I said at the beginning of the video, I have 0%. I have negative love for Seattle, so that's not going to be happening. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people thought because we were staying there or we know the city that we would come back, but I just have zero love for Seattle or any want or urge to go back. I know the city like the back of my hand and where they're having the event, and for me, it's not worth the money, it's not worth the travel, it's not worth the stress. Just no. Sapporo, Japan. Japan is my favorite country opposite of, I'd have to say, probably France. The problem is we still don't know if you're going to be allowed to go, and the last I checked, they were having this program where you could do like a guide or something when you get there, and that's how you get in, but from what I understand, being able to get approved for it is next to impossible. That's way up in the air. Also, Sapporo, because of the island that it's on, is so expensive to get to. I would have to raise like a lot of money for MJ and I to be able to go after helping my parents with everything to get my dad through his surgery. So if that's something y'all are interested in doing and you want to see MJ and I go to Japan, let me know down in the comments. Maybe we can do like a GoFundMe or something. I don't know. I don't really ask for money all that much, so if you guys wanted to do that, I could. We could still probably try and work that out because it's the last one, but for right now, it's a solid maybe at best. But yeah, no, GoFest has just been horrible. The next question we have is from the Dad Trainer. How do you edit so fast? Well, Javi, that's from a lot of practice, a lot of learning from failures, and there's a little bit to it that most people don't actually know is when I would get videos out for, say, the Montreal Safari Zone, Chicago Go Fest, Yokohama Go Fest, it's pretty simple. I would do a 15, 16 hour day meeting with everybody, doing meetups, doing catches, filming, everything, go to dinner after, and then while MJ slept, I would stay up and import, edit, export, upload, thumbnails, all that stuff, and then I would probably sleep about an hour before we got moving the next day. I know I can edit pretty fast, but it means missing a lot of stuff, and one of the biggest ones is sleep, which is another thing I've taken a step back from, and not trying to force the edits as quickly as possible, but to take a break, enjoy, get some more scenery, some better scenery, work on better B-roll and stuff like that, and get to the edit when I can, because the biggest focus for everybody else of getting the video out as quickly as possible is to be the first one that everyone sees, and I just don't care about that. They do it because if they don't, they're not going to have dinner on the table, and I do this for fun. We're built different. That's all there is to that one. The last question I have that's Pogo related is Miss Miranda, and this one made me laugh before I started recording the video. I still need to know your secret to getting shinies. A whole video about it, but I also want a general update on life, what's been going on, what we can expect moving forward, when MJ will be back, and my opinions on the current state of Pokemon GO. Well, we've covered most of that, but my biggest thought out of all of this is two things. One, my trick to getting shinies. Miranda, you've met me. We've played events together. There is no trick. The only trick we've ever discussed is yours. Complain until it happens, and well, that's pretty much the secret I'm still using, is catch as many Pokemon as possible and complain the whole way through until it sparkles, and then complain about the IVs because I always get wrecked on shinies. As for my opinion on the current state of Pokemon GO, it's awful. It really is, and that's why I didn't waste the money on Berlin, that's why I didn't waste the money on Seattle, and why Sapporo is, like, again, a solid maybe for me. Incense never should have been nerfed again because it doesn't affect gameplay at all. It's positive. It's amazing. I would run, you guys saw, I would post it on Twitter and in the Discord pretty much every day. If I was awake, I was running 16 plus hours of incense. Whether I was sitting still, whether I was out working, whether I was out filming, always running incense. I have the same 7 I've been sitting on for God knows how long because I don't see a point in them. And my biggest argument and my biggest problem and why I have not put a penny into this game in over a month is if we're supposed to get out and go and incense had to be nerfed To do so, why do we still have remote raid passes? Those are the biggest reason everybody just sits around and doesn't get out and go. So those should have been removed, not just here's 50-cent price increase. That's my thoughts and opinions. The events are overly repetitive. The last like 7 events have all been the starters, and the Gen 1 starters at that. Like, give us new shinies or something. Don't worry about it being a community day. Just give us the shinies. Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres are coming back for like the 57th time. We just got done with, Dialga's coming back again. Like, they barely give anything new, and then they just recycle, and that's another reason I have no interest in spending any money in game. Yeah, I could level 50 stuff, but what's the incentive to level 50 it? Let's be real about that. What's the incentive? There really isn't one other than to say, hey, I level 50'd this Pokemon, and that's just not really important to me. I mean, it's cool that I have some level 50s that are really cool, some rare ones, some shiny ones, some high IV ones, but that's just from random catching or random hunting that I wanted to do. But the birds again? No. Like, give us the Galarian birds or something, but not just the same repeat over and over again, because even if the Galarian birds weren't shiny, I'd still be going for hundos of every single one of them. I don't think the state of the game is great. I think they're losing a lot of players. They are cracking down on spoofing, but you guys know my opinion on that since day one. I truly do not care how you choose to play. That's Niantic's deal. I like to travel to play. I like to go out to play. Sometimes I have to sit at home because I've got to do stuff with family, you know. I just don't care how people choose to play. That's been my stance since day one. That'll always be my stance. And the last question, I believe it was just an amusing one, was from Brian. Why is pizza box round? Or why is pizza round but the box is square? Having ran 5 pizza chains, the only reason I could come up with is you have to fold the pizza boxes yourself. They don't come in that way. They come in like 100 box wrapper, and you have to fold them. And I don't know how you would assemble a circular box. And I guess they could just cut it and you could do like a chocolate box lid style. I have no idea. That question literally threw me through a loop, having probably folded 10,000 plus pizza boxes in my life. But that's pretty much everything for now. That's my mental health update. That's my channel update. That's my welcome back to everybody. And I just wanted to say for the end of this, if you have any more questions and you want me to do another Q&A or another update because it has been so long, leave me a comment. If you want an update on shinies I've acquired over the last 3+ months, I will do a whole video of my current shiny collection, because honestly, I've gotten some bangers and some pretty good trades, some really good luckies, some level 50 stuff like that. We can go over hundos. We can just go over my entire collection of what I've managed to get over the last 4-ish months, I want to say. And that is, well, that's it. I figured it was going to be a bit of a longer video, but I wanted to get this out because it's been so long, and I knew if I didn't just do it, I was going to keep getting down on myself. But I've got a lot of work to do on me, a lot of work to do on the channel, and a lot of work to keep growing with you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who stuck around and everybody who's checked on me, reached out, shown love, donated to my dad for his surgery and everything. And we'll have some more updates and videos moving forward. I'm really not sure what the next video is going to be. It might actually not be until Starly Community Day, unless we do another Q&A or a catch up on Pokemon, or they release something that doesn't suck. But I'm going to go upload this video so you guys can get caught up with me and we can get caught up together. If you did enjoy, please make sure to throw me a like up there because I'm so far behind. Subscribe if you're new here because we're going to get back to it. Drop a comment how things have been for y'all. New shinies, new hundos. What you think the current event of the game is. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.